Hi, welcome to Village Connector TV. My name is Glenn Garnes, and I want to welcome you to this broadcast. I'm here today with my dear friend Ron Mole and a new friend, Limor Schaffman, who are the co-producers of the International Day of Peace event, which is taking place this weekend, September 21st, at 10:30 on the west lawn of the Capitol grounds. And Limor and Ron are here to share with us a little bit more about what the event is all about and why you should come out and join us for the event. So first of all, thank you for coming in and joining us at Village Connector TV.
This is very exciting.
Yeah,
You never thought that I would grow up to be this important, did you?
No, I knew that very well.
Well,
it was in the offing for
we,
sure.
We've had some good times together, and I'm really looking forward to this weekend, which is going to be another one of those good times. So why don't you tell us a little bit about the International Day of Peace event?
Surely. I think the first thing that comes to mind is in 2007, I volunteered with an organization that presented the International Day of Peace event at the Jefferson Memorial, and I really got the bug. It motivated me that the next year I wanted to do something. I thought that they would be presenting it again, and it did not happen. So in 2009, I just went ahead and registered and requested that we use the Jefferson Memorial, and then I began to put the team together, which was the first year. The last 2 years, as things happen, you know, you get away from your goals sometimes, and this is when I met Limor, probably a year ago, a little over a year ago,
yeah.
And she had, in our conversation, she was putting on something for 2000 and I guess
year,
of 12 exactly, and so this is how we've got to know each other, and then here again, this one began in my heart again about March, and I decided, okay, I need to do something again, and Limor was the first person I asked.
Wonderful,
To join.
wonderful.
And we have another partner on this as well, who is not with us in the studio, but she's very actively putting all the pieces together. And
It's okay to mention her name.
yes, it's Elizabeth Pan, and she really likes to be in the background.
Now let me ask you a question. Who is hosting the Sunday brunches? Is that Elizabeth, or is
That
that
is Elizabeth.
Okay.
That is Elizabeth. Yes.
All right,
Oh,
because
yes.
she's another one of my new best friends.
And she's one of the heavily involved with the Oneness Mid-Atlantic organization. So it's a philosophy coming out of India, and it's the Oneness Meditations, which she hosts on Sundays and Wednesdays at her house. If anybody's interested, they can learn a little bit more about that.
That's good to know.
So yeah, there are a lot of different kinds of organizations that are coming together to present this event on Saturday.
Now, is the information about Elizabeth's event, is that on the website
That is
for
on
the
the list.
International Day of Peace
Yes,
as well?
it is.
Event?
Yes, it is.
Good deal.
Indeed.
Good
And
deal.
maybe Limor can tell a bit about her organization, which is a part of this as well.
Sure, go ahead.
Sure. So the website, just to say so everyone knows, is international but shortened, INTL, dayofpeace.org.
Okay, so it's intlDayofpeace.org.
That is correct.
Good
Correct.
deal.
And on there, people can find the entire schedule. And also on the schedule, they'll see links to everyone who's speaking or participating so they can have more information. So right there, they can find out more about Ron and his organization, Casa de Meta, my own, which I'll describe in a moment, Elizabeth's, and the Oneness Meditation. So they can always immediately connect and then follow through and all the other participants. I've only named a couple actually. And find
Oh,
out
we're going to
more
leave
about
some
them.
people out here. That's going to cause hurt feelings. So is there anyone else that you want to mention, or are we
Well,
good?
there are other participants in terms of the program itself.
Okay, so the co-producers we covered.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
That works. Very good. So what is your organization about?
So what what GlobeShift does is I formed it a couple of years ago. I come from the internet to technology side of business, and technology and spirituality for me were all both very separate for a very long time. And I decided, it's time to combine those two worlds. And so I formed GlobeShift as a way of unifying spirit through technology. And right now I'm the first idea that came to mind was to develop a mobile application that will allow people to chant Om together from around the world, wherever they are, in real time, at any time, at any time.
Wow.
And so
Now, what does it
it's
mean to chant Om?
So what it means is Om is believed to be this, the essence of all, the energy that actually all these things, all us and everything around us is created out of that. So people might call it sometimes God, the universe, whatever it is, but
Source
always that
energy?
Yes,
source
source
energy, exactly. Go ahead.
Well, one of the things that reminds me of what you're saying is that the didgeridoo is an instrument from Australia, and it gives a sound that is supposed to be the sound of the wind, the ocean, the stillness, and that word Om actually is a part of that, and it's all encompassing. And when we get into that rolling Om that Lemur leads, there's a vibration similar to the one that I had in Vilcabamba recently, in the top of a mountain. It's, you don't want to leave it. I didn't want to leave to come back, basically, but that's what you get into, and it's so empowering, and that's what we're going to experience, of course, in the afternoon this Saturday.
That's a big part of the International Day of Peace event.
It's one of the meditations that we're going to be doing.
Excellent, excellent. So is there anything else that you want to share with us about your organization? Is there a way, is it also on the International Day of Peace website?
It is on that website. And right now we're looking for people. We're finding little different technologies to participate in. So if people want to test the technology with us, you'll find ways to connect with us on there. So yes, and what we're doing is, in the meantime, while we're trying to develop the technology, we're doing these live events. I call them Global Om 108. And they're about 20 or 30 minutes of rolling Om meditations. Usually you do an Om chant for 3 times when you're beginning Buddhist meditation, but what I'm trying to do is shift that a little bit and really get the vibration going, because you really just lose yourself. And
Wow, that
then
sounds
you sort of-
fabulous.
And imagine that you're becoming part of that essence of all that is, and then you can bring yourself together and sort of become who do you want to be at that moment. And that's what I try to create when we're doing these
I was
meditations.
just talking to someone the other day about the importance of finding ways to become more connected to Source, and this sounds like the way. I want to learn more about this. And you know, now I know why you're always saying, you always end our chats with Om Shanti. Now I'm getting, all right, I'm getting it. I'm getting it, okay?
That's definitely
Excellent,
a beginning
excellent.
for sure.
So tell us a little bit more about the event itself. I mean, we're going to be on the west lawn of the Capitol building at 10:30. And what can people that come out to join us expect to see that day?
Well, we're going to have the originator of the idea of International Day of Peace join with us. He's 94. I'm sorry, I've heard that he was 94, but I believe he's 91, 92, in that range. A wonderful individual that still gets up and goes to the office 5 days a week and travels internationally. He came up with the idea in the late 70s to have a day of peace. And he's a diplomat and an excellent individual to do this, because he had the idea, yet the president of Costa Rica needed to have something important to introduce the year of, I think, 80 or 81. He gave it to him to introduce it. So he is the originator of the idea. There are others who have been credited for other parts of that. And so we're going to have him there
And
as
he
our...
is UN ambassador, retired ambassador John McDonald.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's heavy duty.
This is the second time he'll be speaking. He was there at the Lincoln Memorial in 2010. And so it's really an exciting thing to have him there. He's what he does in his organization, and it's also on the site that they can take a look at that, it's just phenomenal. He's a worldwide peace advocate, and we're very blessed to have him there with us today. We have a few other speakers as well. Would you want to mention any of the others? Or?
Well, I think Barbara Marks Hubbard, she is also world-renowned as not just a speaker on peace, but a
She's
really-
joining through Skype, right?
Yes,
Okay,
exactly.
I remember talking
Yes.
about
Yes,
that. Yeah.
exactly. And so we're very fortunate to have her. She wasn't able to travel, but she really wanted to be part of the event. It was very important to her, because not only does she speak on peace, but she also speaks on the energetic ways that we can make shifts happen around the world by how we're thinking, by how we connect with one another, just as we were talking about beforehand, Glenn.
This is wonderful.
Yeah.
So she's going to be also addressing us.
Yeah.
Well, you know, the thing that I really adore about this whole concept is that Mother Teresa was always resistant to attending anti-war rallies, anti-anything. She said, but if you have a peace rally, please invite me.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
this just completely shifts the energy and the focus to something productive.
Definitely.
You know, you always want to be for something, not necessarily against something.
And it's very timely with all of the incidents that have been going on this past month and, and previously, and even 9/11 being remembered again just a few days ago, 10 days ago. We come from a world or an energy that, if we don't focus more within and have that peace and love on a daily basis, it makes it more difficult for peace to exist.
Mm-hmm.
And so it begins within, and it begins by one person at a time, acknowledging the fact that I can take this peace into my workplace, I can take this peace back home to me, to my family, and making that a priority. This is going to be, this is really a dream come true for me, because having Limor, having Elizabeth, and having another person also, I want to mention her name, by the way, Pamela Scarda. This one individual has such wonderful connections. That's why we have Barbara Marks Hubbard. That's why we have Ambassador McDonald with us, because she has talked to these people previously. She knows them. And this was like, wow, Ron does not know this type of a person, you know, and it...
But so you went out and got connected because you were clear about what you wanted this event to be about, and the universe responded with who needed to be part of it. So your job was done by being who you are and having clarity about what you wanted to accomplish, and you left it up to the universe for the how. So good for you.
You have definitely warmed my heart, and as all of these wonderful folks, there's probably 60 or 80 volunteers that are working for the last 2 months to put this together, and my heart goes out to each one of them.
Excellent.
Because, like you said, the idea was fine, but to have everyone do everything that they're doing, and Pamela, you know, I don't know what I would have done without her, definitely.
We know it's funny because when I look back at you know, the first time that we chatted it was less than 2 weeks ago now. All the technology that's going into making this happen is really kind of exciting as well. You're using the internet, we're using voice over IP technology, we're using streaming technologies, all the Wi-Fi, all kinds of things that are coming together to make it possible for people to communicate across the globe. And that truly is the essence, and because when you can see and visualize that, it's only another small leap to understand how you can do that energetically. And that's what you're doing with the Om chanting.
Yes, that is. And I think you put your finger on it. I mean, this is truly an international event. It is supposed to be an international event. It is the International Day of Peace, and we're trying to create that and manifest that on this day. And technology is like a reflection for us. You know, I always see technology as a sort of a physical manifestation of what we may have forgotten that we can do on an energetic level at every single moment of every single day. So what we're hoping to do is use that technology to, one, we're bringing people together physically, but then we're using that technology to connect them beyond and to just sort of trigger them to think, you know what, you can do this. Oh, you're doing this right now energetically. Did you know that? And you're doing it again and again. And maybe slowly but surely people will incorporate this inside themselves and become really a part of them, so they'll also take it away with them beyond this particular day and stay connected whenever they can remember that they are.
That's fabulous. And it's an education process for people too.
Yes,
Oh, definitely.
Because one of the big challenges I think that we face that's being overcome by these kinds of events is educating people that we have more in common than we do separating us. And that together, if we find a way to come together in harmony, as opposed to focusing on the things that differentiate us, that the energy we create together will always be more significant than are all trying to be mavericks doing our own thing out here.
It brings to mind the reason for International Day of Peace was to have one day so that warring nations and countries could be at peace, so that medication and medical staff can go in to treat the wounded and the kids particularly. That was the original idea. And last year it's been estimated that 280 million people stopped for that day to celebrate around the world.
And if you can do it for a day, you can do it for a week, you can do it for a week, you can do it for a month. If you do it for a month, you can do it for a lifetime.
Exactly.
That forms the habit.
Exactly. Well, that is just fabulous. I'm so excited that you all asked us to be part of this very important event. And I mean, I'm telling you, it wasn't a hard yes to give, you know. I mean, for one thing, I'm not in the habit of telling Ron no about anything, so he knows that.
Well, not only that, we mentioned earlier about the technology, and it's to a greater part because of your gift to us to make this happen in that respect with the technology that we're using on Saturday. So thank you again, Glenn.
Well, I'm just happy to be able to play a role because, like I said, you were clear about what you wanted. The universe took you to all the different places that you needed to look, under all the rocks to find the stuff you needed to make it happen, all the raw materials. So, excellent.
Thank you very much.
Well, let's give them the details one more time. So it's Saturday, September 21, at 10:30 a.m.
Yes.
And it's going to go until when?
Around 4:30, 5 o'clock.
Okay. Now, from what I understand, there's going to be some webcasting. There are going to be some remote speakers being brought in through live streaming through Skype. There's going to be some presenters that will be live on stage, and then there will be some music as well. I saw some musicians.
Yes. Also, there's a meditation. I think it starts at 11:30. Is it?
Well, there's the Peace Alcove, I think, starts at 2 o'clock.
2
actually,
o'clock.
after
2
the
o'clock.
meeting.
But then the live streaming in that we have of from India will be a part of the meditation process there as well.
Yes, yes.
Excellent.
Yes.
So
Excellent.
there, if I may, there are going to be 2 stages. So there's going to be the main stage that has a lot of the speakers and everyone that's being webcast. And as of 2 o'clock, things will continue on the main stage. But also there will be a separate area, Peace Alcove, for people who have different philosophies. Because just so you know, this is non-denominational. This is open to everyone. We don't have any particular faiths or anything that we're trying to promote or anything like this. This is for everyone to just come in and be part of. And so we're showing different people, different kinds of thoughts about peace and connectivity and connection, and that's happening in the Peace Alcove. So we're going to have a lot of different activities, and also we really believe that people don't just want to sit there and listen to people. So we're going to have different times when people are going to be dancing. There's the International Peace Dancers of Peace are going to be there, and we're going to be dancing with them. They don't just perform; we dance with them.
Wow.
There's going to be a lot of music and singing, so we're interspersing the talking with the speaking and the dancing and meditation. So it's a full day event, and if people go to the website, which we'll mention again in one moment, they can see the entire day's events, and they can choose when they want to come and for however long, and leave, come back, stay with us.
Now, what does it cost to attend the event? Exactly. Say that, because I want
It's
people
free.
to hear it. Free.
Free.
People
Free.
love to hear the free word. So if you were looking for something that you can do with the family this weekend that's really edifying of humanity, come and join us for the International Day of Peace event. This is just absolutely the only place that you'll want to be on a Saturday.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
I really think that you're on to something here. I hope that this is going to be consistently done every year from this point forward.
Thank you.
And we'll just keep getting better and better with the
Yes.
technologies and the things that we can do together. So,
Thank
is there
you.
anything that you want to say in closing before we wrap up?
Wow, I think you've said it all.
Yeah, I would say bring friends, bring some food, bring your loved ones, bring your big hearts, and get ready to be connected and just experience whatever you want to experience out of this day.
And bring your energy.
Yes.
Please bring your energy. So,
Thank you.
well, Ron and Limor, thank you so much. I'm
Thank you.
very much looking forward to this weekend, and thank you for joining us at Village Connector TV. And for those of you that are watching in the audience, thank you for joining us for Village Connector TV as well. We'll look forward to bringing you more exciting content and more great things to do that are edifying of humanity. Thank you very much. This is Glenn Garns with Village Connector TV.